Seated position, and let's focus on making positive contact with our sitting bones as well as the sides of our feet. Let's start to engage the feet by engaging our toes and activating them. Let's start to imagine this string pulling us to the crown of our head as we brighten and elongate the spine. We have our eye level parallel with the floor. Chin can be slightly elevated. We'll place our hands on our knees and our elbows will rest naturally to their sides. Let's start by quieting the mind chatter, slowing things down, and finding our breath. Let's begin. One more breath. Open our eyes and the gaze is soft and the gaze is inward. From here, let's start off and place our hands together in our prayer pose position. Let's activate, pressing those corresponding fingertips into one another. We'll bring our hands back, thumbs to the sternum. Let's inhale. We'll take the hands overhead. Exhale. Thumbs reach to the back of the neck. From here, we'll clasp the hands together. Let's take the left elbow up, right elbow down. Using the exhales as our opportunity to sink into the poses just a bit more. From here, we'll switch to clasp. We'll take that right elbow up, left elbow down. Maintaining that activation in the core and that elongation of the spine. From here, we're going to cradle the back of our head. We'll inhale. And on the exhale, we'll draw back on the elbows to where maybe they escape our peripheral vision. Let's go one more breath. Drawing back. From here, let's open up to our left-hand side. We'll keep a slight bend in this left elbow. Left hand activated. We're going to inhale. And on the exhale, we'll send the breath to that left shoulder and simultaneously draw back on this right elbow. Let's go one more breath. From here, we'll turn the hand behind the head. We'll open up to our right-hand side. Right hand activated, slight bend in that right elbow. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, sending the breath to that right shoulder while simultaneously drawing back on this left elbow. Let's go one more breath. From here, let's return the right hand behind the head. Let's return the thumbs behind the neck. Let's inhale. Hands above the head, lengthening the side bodies, and on the exhale, thumbs to sternum. From here, we're going to open up into our open posture, pose. Imagine those middle fingers with strings tied around them and someone on each side of us. They're pulling us apart like a pair of Levi's. From here, we'll bring the palms up, engaging the shoulders and the biceps. So let's inhale. And on the exhale, softening into the shoulders. Let's maintain this bicep engagement. Ever so slowly, turn this left wrist over, left palm to the floor, right palm over the top. Use this left hand to keep the right sitting bones centered and focused onto the ground, connected to the ground. We'll gently lower this right hand. We'll return back to our open posture pose. Feel free to take a look at your alignment. I kind of do this to think about somebody pulling me inside, pulling me apart like a pair of Levi's. From here, we'll send the palms up. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, breathing into the shoulders. Let's turn that right wrist over, right palm to the floor, left palm over the top. Focusing now on those left sitting bones, maintaining their contact to the floor. From here, we're going to move our way into our sweeps, bringing this left elbow in front of the right knee. Exhaling on the sweep. Inhaling on the side body stretch. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, side body. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, side body. Exhale, sweep. Inhale, side body. Let's go 3 more. Just warming up the body. And we'll return back here to our seated position. Let's warm the wrist up and the forearms. Let's maintain our bright seated position. We'll send that left hand out, extending as far as we can go. Left hand completely activated. We're going to draw back so that our chest cavity is square. We're going to do our finger wiggle to loosen things up, and we'll gently draw back with the thumb, index, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. We'll go ahead and draw back on all 4. We'll send the hand down. We'll inhale, and on the exhale, draw back. Just a bit more. Let's bring the hands back down. We'll send this right hand out, thumb facing toward the sky. We'll draw back, squaring with the chest cavity, moving into our finger wiggle, drawing back on the thumb. Index finger, middle finger, ring finger, pinky. Let's draw back on all 4. Using that exhale as our opportunity to sink into the pose a bit more. So we'll send the hand down. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, drawing back just a bit more so. From here, we'll bring our hands back down to the knees. We're going to open up right here. So feel free to have the heels onto the ground. If possible, we may have to adjust this depending on your flexibility. We're going to just do a quick shoulder warm up. Think about these hands. We're going to bring them to the sides. So the tops of our hands are now on the sides of our body. I'm going to place the left elbow on the inside of this left knee, right elbow on the inside of the right knee. And then now you have the ability to torque this. Be very, very careful here. So this may or may not happen. But at this point, you're going to have a high degree of leverage to go ahead and stretch out the shoulders. And you can do so by bringing these knees a little bit closer to each other. But be very, very careful so that you do not injure yourself. Looking good? So maybe start with a wider, the knees just a bit wider. Okay. And so yeah, start to draw those knees a bit closer. You can feel the deep stretch. So we'll hold it just for a couple more breaths. And think about those exhales as your opportunity to really get in there. We'll go ahead and we'll exit out. We're going to dedicate today to our shoulders. So from here, let's roll into our all-fours position. We're going to warm the low back, and then we're going to work our way into our practice. If it's possible, you can just roll forward onto your knees. But let's get there as safely as possible. We're going to favor the top of our mat. Let's have the creases of the wrists parallel to that top edge of the mat, and the hands are flared out like rays of the sun. Think about pressing those fingertips into the ground so that you can see the indentations in your yoga mat. Wrists directly below the shoulders, knees directly below the hips. We're going to tuck the toes for our cat and cow exercise. From here, let's inhale. Pushing our way into cat pose, arching the back, drawing that belly button to the spine at our feet, allowing the head to fall between the arms. And on the exhale, moving into our cow pose. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow. Inhale to cat. Exhale to cow. Inhale to cat. Exhaling to cow. 2 more. Inhaling to cat. Exhaling to cow. Inhale into cat. Exhale into cow. Let's return back to our neutral spine, which is right there in between cat and cow pose. We're going to untuck the toes here. Now we're going to send this right leg back. Imagine you're pressing the wall behind you. So the toes are pointed down towards the ground. The hips are square at this point. From here, let's either straighten this foot out. I personally like the lace kick position. And I'm going to send the left hand out. Let's extend as far as we can on the inhale. And on the exhale, I'm going to switch. Inhale, extend. Exhale, 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 switch. Two more. Last one. And we'll return back here to our all fours positioning. This is where we're going to take off and begin our practice. At this point, let's send those knees back 2 to 3 inches, depending on your height. We're going to tuck the toes and we're going to push our way into the first downward facing dog of today's practice. We're going to stay here for 3, maybe 4 breaths. Let's inhale, sending those sitting bones towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, softening into the shoulders. Inhale, sending the sitting bones even higher, and on the exhale, allowing the shoulders to melt. Inhale, sending those sitting bones as high as humanly possible, and on the exhale, sinking in to our upside down V, our downward facing dog. We're going to hinge forward here. This should be a very natural transition. This will tell you the length that you should have the feet away from the hands for your downward facing dog, our plank pose positioning. Activate the toes here, propelling you towards the front of the room. Let's go for a micro bend in the elbows. Low push-up. Draw those elbows in tight. Tops of the feet to the floor. Up facing dog. Use those fingers to help alleviate some of the stress from the wrist. Tuck the toes. Let's push your way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling. Sending those sitting bones as high as they'll go. And on the exhale, breathing into the shoulders. We're going to move right into our 3-legged downward dog. Left hand off the mat. Take the left hand. Let's extend towards this right outside ankle. Let's stay for 3 breaths. Revolve, downward facing dog. We're going to return the left hand to the mat. We're going to hinge forward back into our plank pose positioning. Activate the toes, propelling you towards the front of the room. Micro bend in the elbows. Low push-up. Elbows drawn in tight. Tops of the feet to the floor. Up facing dog. Let's tuck the toes. Let's push our way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling. Sending those sitting bones as high as they'll go, and on the exhale, softening into the shoulders. Let's go 3-legged downward dog. Right hand onto the mat. Right hand makes its way to the outside of the left ankle. And from here, let's stay for 3 breaths. We're going to return the right hand back to the mat. We're going to hinge forward, plank pose, propelling ourselves forward with the toes, micro bend in the elbows, low push-up, elbows drawn in tight, tops of feet to the floor, up facing dog. Let's tuck the toes. Let's push our way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling, sending those sitting bones towards the ceiling, and on the exhale, breathing in to the shoulders. From here, we're going to bend at this right knee. We're going to send this right leg back, 3-legged downward dog. Bend the right knee to right elbow. And then let's fire all the way back. Bend at the right knee, left elbow. Then let's fire all the way back. Bend at the right knee to the chest. Pinch it, hold it. And then let's fire it all the way back. Let's bend at that right knee. Let's try to touch our partner over there on the left-hand side. Feel the right arm. It feels as though it can do less work. Let's press equally, and let's go all the way over. Wild thing. Opening up towards this right-hand side. Remember that first exercise, let's extend this right arm toward the ceiling. Then we'll draw it back, squaring up the chest cavity, and we'll allow this arm to open overhead. If the glands can follow, please do so. Keep those hips elevated. Let's turn the right hand back towards the sky. We're going to come all the way back over. We're going to hinge forward into our plank pose positioning. From here, we're going to extend the body forward, propelling ourselves forward with the toes. Micro bend in the elbows, low push-up. Elbows drawn in tight, tops of the feet to the floor. Up, facing dog. Let's tuck the toes. Let's push our way back to downward facing dog. Inhaling. Sending those sitting bones towards the sky, and on the exhale, breathing into the shoulder. We're going to bend at the left knee. We're going to fire that left leg back. Bend at the left knee, left elbow. Then let's fire all the way back. Bend at the left knee, right elbow. Then let's fire all the way back. Bend at the left knee to the chest. Pinch it, hold it. Then let's fire all the way back. Bend at the left knee. Let's try to touch our partner over there on the right hand side. Do the same amount of work with the left arm, and then all the way over. Wild thing. Really make that extension with the left hand towards the sky. Let's allow this left arm to sink back, squaring up the chest cavity, and perhaps opening up with this left arm. We can send this left hand back towards the sky, and we'll return the left hand back here. Let's hinge forward into our plank pose positioning, propelling ourselves forward with the toes. Let's go micro in the elbows, low push-up, elbows drawn in tight, tops of the feet to the floor, upward facing dog. Tuck the toes, push your way back to downward facing dog, inhaling, sending those sitting bones as high as they'll go. And on the exhale, breathing into the shoulders. We're going to come down onto the knees, flaring them out to the outsides of our mat, giving ourselves a little recovery off the forearms from the plank poses.
I bet you would.
So from here, focus on the big toes, making connection to one another. The knees are flared out to the edges of the mat, providing that space for our torso. Let's gently just walk ourselves forward, activate at the core, and let's try to bend right there at the waistline. We're going to bring the hands to essentially our downward facing dog positioning, our shoulder width positioning. These hands should be activated. Think about the thumbs. Use the thumbs as kind of your pivot point or your anchor. Pushing the sitting bones back. And these fingertips clawing yourselves forward. Bringing us to our isometric stretch, that pushing, pulling sensation. Maybe we can use the breath and sink our way, the forehead to the mat. Now you may have the elbows on the mat. See if you can bring the elbows off the mat and again bring the palms off of the floor as well. So we're now on our fingertips. Still adhering to that isometric stretch. From here, let's place the right hand right in front of the right knee, palm facing up, and ever so slowly we're going to thread this needle all the way through, right hand and arm underneath this left armpit cavity all the way through. Before we go forward, really focus on pressing this right arm into the floor. Draw back on the left elbow, left hand, creating a nice 90 with the left elbow. And on the exhale, opening up towards the left hand side. Both arms are activated here. Hands are activated. We want to go further. We can send the right hand towards the back of the room, and we'll bring this arm right behind us, going for our first bind of the day, as the left hand reaches for the upper inner right thigh. With each exhale, think about this left shoulder in your line of sight. Opening up. Let's gently release. We're going to bring the hand back up. We'll untwist the wrist. Left hand makes its way back down to the initial hand placement. Ever so slowly, we're going to unthread this needle. Right hand to right knee, and we're going to take a deep glance and stretch towards the right hand side. You should be feeling a big stretch on the left side body, and the left hand being glued to the floor right here is imperative. Use those breaths to help you send the oxygen to the tight parts of the body. Let's return this right hand to its place, and let's reset here. Thumbs into the floor, pushing the sitting bones back. Hands come down, or the fingers come down, clawing our way forward. We're going to elevate the elbows off the mat, the palms off of the mat. And from here, we'll place the left hand right in front of that left knee, palm facing up, and ever so slowly we'll thread this needle on through. Sinking in to our twist. Activate that left hand as you press it into the floor. Let's draw back on this right hand. Use this leverage to sink into the twist a bit more so. And on the exhale, open up towards your right hand side. From here, to go further, we can send this hand towards the back of the room, and we'll go for our bind on the opposite side. This time, grabbing the upper, inner, left thigh. Let's use the breath to open up this right shoulder just a bit more so. And if you're tighter on one side more so than the other, that's totally okay. Let's release the bind. Let's return this right hand back towards the sky. Let's untwist the wrist. Right hand makes its way back down to the initial hand placement. From here, we're going to unthread this needle. Left hand makes its way to the left elbow, and we're going to take a deep stretch towards the left hand side. You should be feeling this right side body, getting a deep stretch. Think about this right hand as being anchored into the ground. The right hand wants to make its way closer to the right knee, but we're not going to let it. And we can control the intensity of this stretch. From here, we're going to return the left hand back to its initial plank placement. We're going to place the thumbs into the floor, driving those sitting bones back. And we'll go for one last child's pose here. From here, let's bring the palms to the floor. There should be enough space. The hands should be in their plank pose positioning. We're going to use the nose to carve a line right through the center. So just hover the mat. We're carving all the way through, carving, all the way up for up facing dog. Let's tuck the toes and let's push our way back into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, sending those sitting bones towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, breathing in to the shoulders. From here, we're going to return back to our plank pose. Let's go into our micro bend of the elbows. Low push-up. Elbows drawn in tight. We're going to send the tops of the feet to the ground, and we're going to go for our up-facing dog. We'll tuck the toes once more. Let's push our way back into downward facing dog. We're going to inhale, sending those sitting bones towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, we're going to jump right in between the hands. Let's meet here. I like to have the knees bent so that there's a little less pressure on the low back. We're going to inhale, bringing our hands to our shins and sending the weight to the balls of our feet. Think about the back as being flat. The neck is an extension of the spine. So we'll go ahead and straighten that with it as well. Let's exhale. Hands make their way to the floor. We're going to send those hands towards the back of the room, and on the inhale, moving our way into our chair pose. I imagine myself holding a medicine ball here. Let's take a look down at the toes, make sure you can see them, and if not, please adjust. Let's bring the hands together. Hands to chest, left elbow to the outside of that right knee. Use the leverage here to sink into your twist. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, opening up towards the right hand side. We're going to return the hands back together, back to center, towards the back of the room, and on the inhale, moving in to our chair pose. Let's go ahead and bring the hands together, hands to chest, right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Use this leverage we have here to open up to your left-hand side. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, opening up towards our left-hand side. Remember, let's bring the hands back together. Back to center. Hands towards the back of the room, and on the inhale, moving into our chair pose. With each exhale, we're going to sink down. And we're going to make our way all the way to our boat pose. Let's grab the backs of our knees here. Straighten out those feet, and let's brighten that chest cavity nice and square. From here, we'll send the hands to the sides, and we'll go for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Plant the feet, the heels right there at the edge of your mat. This will allow you to push your way onto your back as we enter into our supine stretches. From here, focus on the waist or the hips and the shoulders being equally distributed onto the mat. We're going to bring the knees to the chest, hugging in at the shins. We'll go for our first low back massage of the day, focusing on that lower lumbar and sacrum area. Let's hug in tight, activating the toes and the knees. We're going to open up into our open posture pose. Palms are facing up. Think about the contact that the shoulders are making to the floor here. Let's inhale. And on the exhale, in a controlled fashion, let's send those knees to the left-hand side. The glance is away from the knees towards the right. In this pose, there is a high probability that this right shoulder has jumped off the mat. Let's use the exhales to see if we can help it reestablish contact as we send the breath to that right shoulder. Using those exhales as the body's natural release. If we want to go further, we can straighten out this right leg, and perhaps that right foot falls right into the left hand. The glance is still away from the knees. If you are here with the hand on the foot, let's do the slightest calf raise into this left arm and simultaneously drawing back on this right leg. Again, adhering to this isometric stretch ideology. Let's gently release, retracting that right leg. Let's bring the knees back to center. Let's hug in at the shins here. Going back for our low back massage. Let's hug in tight at the shins. Let's open up. Focus on those shoulders having contact to the floor, palms facing towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, the knees fall to the right-hand side in a controlled fashion. And then my glance is away from the knees. As you can see, my shoulders off the ground. I'm going to use the breath, and more precisely the exhales, to help it reestablish contact with the floor. Sending the oxygen to the tight parts of the body. Onto that left leg. Again, adhering to our isometric stretching. Let's gently retract that left leg. We'll bring the knees back to center. Let's hug in at the shins here. Let's do our low back massage. And what we'll do from here is we'll just send those feet out. Straight. We're going to go roll onto our stomachs here. We're going to do one last shoulder opener, and we'll come back to this supine stretch. But let's roll onto our stomachs. Ideally, your face is on the mat. And we're going to open up here. So we're going to come to our open posture pose. The palms are on the ground, tops of the feet on the floor. Take a look at your alignment here. So from here, we're going to start with this left leg. So let's start to press the tops of the feet into the ground. We're going to keep this right hand onto the ground. I'm going to bring my left hand right next to my side as if I was about to do a push-up. I'm going to use this to start to move into my shoulder opener. The left leg is going to roll over the top. And at this stage, I have some decent leverage to control the intensity of this stretch and keep my shoulder open. Using those exhales as your opportunity to sink into the stretch just a bit more. And these legs, you have the option of really activating the feet, or you can be static. But the more we activate, the more we're going to take out of our practice. This is just something we can do each and every time we make our way to the mat or to a yoga practice. Let's gently start to release. We'll bring this left leg over. We'll send the left hand back out. Take a glance at the alignment, make sure that it looks good. Palms are on the ground. I'm going to bring the right hand out to my side as if I was about to do a push-up. I'm going to use this right hand to start my twist. Right leg makes its way over the left. Again, I'm activating the toes. Both feet are in their lace kick position. And now I have the ability to control the intensity of the shoulder open. And just as a note, my core is activated right now. And I always have this reasoning that I'm pulling upper body away from low body, keeping my core activated, not only on the yoga mat, but I try to do it even at my desk or even when I'm walking. Let's go one more breath. Let's gently bring that right leg back over. We're going to go ahead from here. How much time do we have left? Let's move into a bow pose from here. So what we'll do is we're going to go ahead and bend at the right knee. We're going to grab the outside of this right foot. We're going to bend at the left knee. We're going to grab the outside of that left foot. Now if you look at me here, you can see that it's very, this is non-dynamic right now. So I'm not really making any grabs just yet. I have my chin to the floor. On 3, we're going to activate. And this is where I'm going to be kind of kicking each corresponding leg into that corresponding arm. And I'm going to try to balance at the waistline. So on 3, 1, 2, 3, I start to activate and aiming to balance on the waistline. I can feel my shoulders being drawn back, but also the pull from my arms onto the feet. Let's hold it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll hold on to the feet, but we'll just gently release. Let's go one more round, and we'll work our way into our shoulder stand and then into our Shavasana. So let's get ready to rise back up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Activating. Kicking those feet, drawing the shoulders open. Pulling those legs with the arms as well, balancing on the waistline. And remembering to breathe. Let's hold it for 3, 2, 1, and we'll gently release. We'll just allow the arms to rest to the sides just for a moment. We're going to roll right back onto our backs. We're going to get ready for our closing sequence here. So as you come back onto your back, always focus on these hips and on the shoulders, having that equal distribution on the mat. So from here, I'm going to bend at the knees. I'm going to place the hands to the sides, palms on the ground, fingertips on the ground. I'm going to roll into my pre-shoulder stand launch. And so what I would say is, if this is where you're at, feel free to stay here, but really focus on this. So let's draw back on these Achilles heels or Achilles tendons, drawing back. This is where we want to be when we reach our cloud pose. And then let's send the feet forward in that lace kick positioning. So it's really activating. And then now, let's start to straighten the body out and work our way into our shoulder stand. From here, let's go right into our standing splits for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll bring the feet back up. And in a controlled fashion, we'll bring the feet all the way overhead into our cloud pose. I still have my hands on my sacrum. This is where you're at. Feel free to stay here. See if you can draw back on those Achilles tendons. If you want to go further, we can clasp the hands behind the back. And to go even further, we can start to draw the shoulders open, attempting to get these hands to the floor. And if you are here, see if you can smile. Just as a disclaimer, only do this cloud pose once the body is warm. Let's gently release the hands. Let's place them back on the sacrum. Let's return back for one last shoulder stand. We'll bend at the knees and we'll roll right into our corpse pose, preparing for the relaxation portion of our yoga practice, which is Shavasana. Feel free to take a moment to settle in. Again, with the focus of those hips and shoulders being equally distributed. Let's think about the feet opening naturally to the sides. I like to have the palms facing up with my hands not confined to that of the mat. So throughout the class we talk about activation and staying engaged. This is really your opportunity to let go. However, we will stay focused on our breath. We will still try to connect with the breath. As Shavasana presents to us two opportunities. One is an opportunity for the body to surrender to gravity even more so, in which we ideally establish new contact points with the floor as the body softens with each and every exhale. The second opportunity, the Shavasana, represents an opportunity in our daily lives to let go of any negative thoughts that are hindering our progress or happiness. Feel free to close your eyes and place your attention at your third eye, which is found right in between your eyebrows. I am aiming for a 15-second breath, which means a 7-second inhale, a 1-second gray space in between, followed by a 7-second exhale. Let's begin. cradling our toes, moving our fingers, moving our eyebrows and just between our eyes. Let's gently bring our feet to the mat as if we were about to move into our bridge pose. And on the exhale, let's roll to our right hand side, cradling our head with our right hand and placing our left hand on the side. Let's stay here for 2 breaths. And so hopefully at this point in time you're feeling some deep compression in your low spine and just better overall. Let's place the left hand right below the right tricep and let's push our way back to our seated position, attempting to use our legs as minimally as possible. And with that, I tell you all, Namaste, which means that I honor you all and I thank you very, very much for sharing your practice with me. I hope you enjoy.
Please like, share, and subscribe. Bye.